Hi, I'm Alexandria Dauley, interior designer at Dauley Design and co-founder of Untitled Design. Come and have a look around my house, let's go and have a chat. I became a designer at the ripe old age of 32 as a second career. I had always loved houses and design, and so I took the plunge and took myself back to design school and decided this is what I wanted to do, this is what I was passionate about. So lots of people have asked me over the years, what is it that you do? And if I was going to hire an interior designer, what would that look like? So I'm just going to share with you a little bit about my own process. As I say, this is my process. Every designer works slightly differently. I work as essentially a designer on my own. I don't have a huge team. I do have a very big team of contractors and trades that I work with, but on the day-to-day it is me, and therefore that will vary very differently to a larger design practice. So it all starts with a phone call. We chat on the phone and you kind of tell me what it is that you're looking to achieve. I then come to the property along with the contractor, because the service that I offer is a design and build service. So we oversee the entire project from concept right through to completion, so that we have total overview of the whole project from start to finish, and therefore it becomes a lot more seamless with essentially one person as your main point of contact. So we'll come and have a look at the space. Again, you'll talk us through it. We're looking for certain things when we come and have a look at the space. The boring stuff like access and all of these things, and if your boiler's moving, where can it be moved to, and all those things we're just quietly kind of looking at in the background. And then we come away and then we'll put together a quote for you and a design proposal. If you're then happy with that proposal, then I send you the brief. Now, the brief is huge. It's pages and pages and pages long for each room, because as designers we go into the minute detail, getting to know you as a person. It's a job where you have to really understand your client very, very well. So it's important that you have a really good relationship with your client. So that first meeting is as much about looking at the house as it is about looking, at the potential client-designer relationship. I may be working with you for several months. It's important that we get on. So once we've put the proposal together and once I've sent you the brief, you fill that in. You basically tell me absolutely everything about you, your family, what you like, what you don't like, and we, what's the biggest pan that you have. If we're doing your kitchen, I need to make sure that I have all those measurements. How many t-shirts do you own? How many jumpers do you own? If we're doing wardrobes, I need to know all of this stuff. Which side of the bed do you sleep on? So I know that to make sure that you've got space, because you like to put a book, a cup and a pair of glasses on your bedside table. This is the type of stuff we need to know as designers. So once I've had the brief, then I will put together essentially a design brief where all of that information is then collated and written down into a document, so that you can clearly see that I have understood exactly what you would like me to do on your behalf within your home. Once then that's signed off, I get to start work on the concept document. Now the concept document is where I gather together all of the images that I'm thinking that the property may kind of develop into. So I get all my concept images and then I start working to pull together some imagery of some materials and fixtures and fittings and things that I think will fit within the scheme. Then once everything, I'm happy with that, we then move into our 3D modelling. So we get floor plans laid out, then we look at furniture layouts, then we start building on that and building up the walls and getting our perspective views and our elevations and things. And then once that's done, I will send that to you and you'll have a look at those plans. And if you're happy with them and they get signed off, then we move on to the specifying stage. So I will then go out and find all of the samples for everything that I am proposing to go into your home. I then come round with my magical acrylic trays full of beautiful swatches of fabrics and things, and then we have a lovely afternoon going through them all, and you can pick them up and you can feel them and you can see them in the space. And then once you've agreed, yes, I like these, maybe not those, please could I have an alternative for this, and we go back and forth for a little bit. And then once we've agreed, then when we got our project start date, we then start all the ordering. We have our budget spreadsheets, we're working with Gantt charts to make sure everything's going to be delivered in time with the contractor's schedule. I oversee all of that for you. I procure everything, I make sure everything comes to site, I check everything off when it comes to site, and then I keep an eye on the contractors whilst they're sort of doing all the work. So once the project's up and running, I'm running to a contractor, to site visits, to meeting with people if they're off-site, making things bespoke for the project if I'm speaking to external joiners or glaziers or metal workers on your behalf. And then I oversee the install of the whole project. And then comes the wonderful bit of snagging. We do the snagging, we come and we check all the snagging, and then it's essentially a deep clean, and then I move in with all my beautiful bits and pieces and furniture and make the space look absolutely gorgeous, light some candles, put some champagne in the fridge, and welcome you home. So that is my job as a designer in a nutshell, and that is what you can expect if you were working with me, and it is a snippet of what you could expect if you were going to be a designer and you chose to do it in the way in which I do it as an individual designer, which basically does absolutely everything from start to finish.